Okay. All right. So I know, O'Day, Ren, where have you been? I can get into that. I promise you, I will get into that. That's actually what this entire video is about. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys. So before we get into the video today, I just want to say that this video is brought to you by CourseCareers. And CourseCareers is an online platform that I actually went through myself. It's an online platform that helps you break into the tech space for the low, like $500, a one-time $500 payment. And basically a little bit about my backstory. I was a dog walker just last summer, and I ended up enrolling in the CourseCareers program for their tech sales course. Went from making $35K as a dog walker, which is pennies, to making $90,000 to $100,000, just like that. So I tell everybody about CourseCareers, and it's not just tech sales. They also have cybersecurity. They've got digital marketing, account executive courses. Yeah. So if you are looking to break into the tech space, it is a phenomenal bootcamp for that. And you are more than welcome to use my code. My code is REN50. That will actually be down below or maybe somewhere here on the screen. It is REN and the number 50 in order to get some money off. So check that out. It's CourseCareers.com if you are interested. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so what I wanted to bring forth to you guys today is something that I've been struggling with. Some of you may know, some of you may not. My name is Ren. A lot of people call me O'Day. O'Day is what we're going to go with from here on out, okay? And this is For the Good. I came up with For the Good back in 2018 or 19. And For the Good is short for the good of humanity. And all of the topics and things that we are going to discuss in this space are going to be about healing, growing, elevating, and taking yourself to the next level, right? And so, yeah, just a little bit of backstory on what we're talking about today. I really wanted to talk about how you, yes, you, come here, come close. You're getting in your own way. You're doing that thing again. You know that thing that you do, that, you know, when you do that thing that you do, you're doing that thing. Oh, I'm not good enough. I don't have what it takes. All the, you know, the imposter syndrome, all of those things. You're doing that thing. So, like I told you guys, today's video is brought to you by CourseCareers. And just a little bit of backstory. I went through CourseCareers. It changed the entire trajectory of my life. I was a dog walker last year. This time, it is July 2023. I was a dog walker, and then I ended up taking CourseCareers. Ended up putting in that money to, you know, go through that process and that boot camp. And it literally took my life from being a dog walker to working at one of the biggest software companies in the world. And no one necessarily prepares you for that, right? Nobody prepares you to go from making $35,000 a year to $90,000 to $100K a year. You know what I mean? It was crazy. It was a thrill, definitely. But it was also very much so like, I don't know if I'm the right person for this job. I can't tell you how many times I questioned myself because I broke into the tech industry just like that. Like I went through the boot camp, and then like within 2 weeks, I ended up having a job at one of the biggest software companies. And that's not even what this episode is about. This episode is not about necessarily breaking into the tech industry. But I wanted to give you a little bit of context because I need for you to understand that I went from dog walking to the tech industry to helping people break into the tech industry. And with that came so much. I was putting on different panels and putting on different things of, that helped people break into the space. And with that being said, it made me feel so much like I don't know if I can keep this up, right? And that's why I've been away for a few months and I have not released any new content because I honestly was questioning God. I was questioning, even though God was telling me, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what I want you to do, you're right where you need to be, I was questioning that. So let's get into it. I don't know where you are, but I hope your spirit is good today. My spirit it's much better. It's been one of those days, but it's much better being here in this present moment. Wherever you are in this life, I need for you to know that you have a purpose or multiple purposes, multiple assignments that have already been assigned to you, right? And so I think a lot of times we think that we are not equipped. We don't have all of the resources. We don't have all of the tools. We don't have what it takes. And it's so easy to be on social media and say, oh, but, he's got the money to do it. She's got the looks or whatever the case may be. It's so easy to do that. You guys want to know something? Can I be real with you? Let me be real with you. So, like I said, I've had the idea for the Good of Humanity since like 2018 or 19. But my constant thing was, I don't feel like I have the money. I don't feel like I have the money to do it, right? So that was my thing for the longest time. So I didn't make it happen. Then, would you know, my whole life changed, right? Last year, started making all of this money, and I still sat on for the good of humanity. Still sat on it, making all of this money. And I still sat on this very idea that I'm presenting to you guys today. This very YouTube channel, this segment, all of this, I sat on this because I felt like, now it was another excuse. It went from I don't have enough money to I don't necessarily know if I'm the right person to do this and bring this to light. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If that is where you are doing yourself a great injustice by thinking to yourself that you don't have the means. I literally felt like there was some kind of stronghold on me because it was like every single time I would set up to do this video, I would be like, oh, I can't make it happen. Something would come up or I would get in my own way. And I'm here to tell you, your purpose, you living in your purpose, that is someone else's purpose is dependent upon you living in your purpose. So we have to live in our purpose. We have to walk that walk. And it's not about money. It's not about, I don't necessarily have all the resources. You have everything that you need. You have it already. And so for me, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, all right, I really feel like God's been pressing me to do this. Like For the Good needs to be a thing. This needs to be a safe space. This needs to be a safe community for everyone to come here and, just share however they're feeling in the comments below, right? And because of my own, the things that I was dealing with internally, I just couldn't bring myself to getting on this camera and making it like a real thing. And we have to stop looking at everyone else like, wow, you're so talented, you're so gifted, right? That's the number one thing that I would do. I'm always looking at what everybody else is doing and how awesome everyone else is, that in that process, you dim your own light. And shout out to Ryan. Ryan is the girl that does my hair. And she did my hair the other day. And as she was doing my hair, the entire time that she was doing my hair, she was just talking about how much we get in our own way. God has designed you with everything that you need. You're fully equipped already, but you continue to look outside of yourself for what? I don't know. Whether it's for validation or what have you, you continue to look everywhere else but the one that created you. And the one that created you is telling you, I've already given you what you need. And whatever it is that you do not have, you will make those connections and you will have those resources along the way. But shout out to Ryan. Ryan was just talking about how she was just like, it's no one else's fault. It's no one else's fault if you don't get out of this life what you want, but yours. And it's such a cliche thing to say, but it is the absolute truth. And it is the very conversation that I had with her that really told me, okay, you know what, O'Day, you got to get up and you got to get to recording. You got to get to recording. Set the space up. Let's go. Get the mic on. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Let's go. You've got to get to recording, because here's the thing. This is what I noticed in not living in my purpose. I found myself becoming really, I have not been as sharp when it comes to different conversations about business and creativity and all of these things. And if you know me, I'm that type of person. I'm the type of person that's like, ideas just, they come. But because I was just, I was going to work and finishing work and, just hanging out with friends and family, I wasn't staying on my creative tip. And when you are not utilizing the gifts that God has given you, it's the same thing with working out. If you're not working out, if you're not constantly in the gym building that muscle, you're going to lose it. And I found myself becoming less and less creative. And the conversation that I had with Ryan, she was just basically saying, she was dropping so many gems, so many nuggets. But she was just like, no one else's responsibility but yours. And we're constantly looking outside of ourselves because we think that everyone else has something that we do not. And the only difference between you, a viewer who's watching and not living in your purpose and in your dream, the only difference between you and someone else, or even me, is the fact that I decided that, hey, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it with the fear. I'm going to do it with the anxiety. I'm going to do it with all the things. I got all the things, okay? And we're going to do it with all of the things. So I'm here to tell you that if you are in that space in your life where you feel like, I just don't think I have what it takes. I'm turning 45. I'm turning 62. Whatever the case may be. I need for you to do me a favor, and I need for you to break up with your excuses, because your excuses are actually holding you back from the life that God has for you. And that's an issue, because it's so easy to find yourself listening to things that give you motivation. You guys got to quit with the motivation, because that motivation, it's crap and it's only temporary. You really need to dial in on that discipline to waking up every single day and going after whatever it is that you want. And whether that's doing it early in the morning or doing it when you get off of work, I'm here to tell you we are meant to live a fruitful and abundant life. And I'm telling you that if you do not utilize the gifts that God has given you, you're going to find yourself dull. You're going to find yourself not as creative. You're going to find yourself saying to you, wow, you know what? I don't even know if I have it anymore. And I remember when I was, 19, 20, 25, and I would come across people that would say, this is what would get me all the time. I'm a songwriter, right? I'm really, I love making music. It is my favorite thing to do. And I would come across people and they would say, oh, you make music. And I would be like, yeah, I make music. And they're like, yeah, I used to make music too, but I'm older now. And it's like, that is such a terrible way to think. I don't care how old you are. My mom is 70 years old and just went to Africa for the first time. My mom is 70 years old and just published her first book. You have full authority over your life. And the people that tell you things like, oh, I'm too old to do XYZ, please get away from those people. Please do yourself a favor and get away from those people. Your life is here. Your life is now. You're not promised tomorrow. Hell, you're not even promised later on this evening. You're not. And it's like you're so worried and so focused on what other people are going to say if you release some YouTube video or you create a new business. No, guys, this is your vibration. This is your vibration and your vibration alone. Okay? So I need for you guys to lock in on whatever it is, if that's going back to school, if that's, creating a new business or creating a new business plan. I need for you to get out of your way, because God is trying to step in the way. God is trying to show you the kind of life that you are meant to have. But he can't show you that when you're constantly basically dragging yourself through the mud and tearing yourself down. And watch yourself talk too. Watch how you talk to yourself. Be careful how you talk to yourself and stop the comparison. Because what do we say? The comparison is the thief of joy, right? So yeah, I just hope that encourages someone out here, because I'm telling you, stepping into this space is completely new for me. But I am so dedicated to giving my full and best self to this experience, because I know that this is what God has called me to do. And I know full like transparency, right before this video, I was in the hospital. I did not even think that I was going to make it here today to shoot this video. And I literally said, no, I have to do it, because I've put it off so much. And don't worry, I'm fine. But, I had to tell myself, because that was definitely one of those things where it could have been an excuse. Oh, I'll just, I'll go home and, I'll relax. And I checked in with my body and I was like, I feel good. I can do this. And, just also watch out for when you are trying to do something that you know that God has called you to do, understanding that there are going to be roadblocks, and how you handle those roadblocks. It's going to be real. That's the tricky part, guys. You got to handle those roadblocks in such a way, such a careful way, because God is watching how you handle those things. So yeah, I just hope this video encourages some of you guys to get out here. Whatever that thing is, you got to do the thing, because you don't have tomorrow. If you guys have ever seen any of the Rocky movies, Apollo says in there is no tomorrow. And he's right. There is no tomorrow. You're not guaranteed that. You're so focused on what everyone else is going to say, or perfectionism, that you're not even thinking like, hey, your time is now. So yes, I hope this encourages you guys. I hope that you put a plan into play to make your dreams come true. And For the Good of Humanity is all about that. We are all about encouraging you guys to get to the next level. And yes, I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.